Welcome into the Rowdy Studios, where we're talking about driver feuds, driver conflicts. Jimmie Johnson and Kurt Busch. And Kurt Busch didn't seem to like the conversation after the race about it, but I mean, they got into it at the end of the race, Kurt and Jimmie battling for position, and they weren't too happy with each other afterwards.
They weren't. There were some crew members that had to hold them back from each other there at the end. So I was expecting it to get a little more heated.
Yeah, me too. And let's go over what happened, because Jimmie basically stalked Kurt for a number of laps, was finally able to pass him. But coming off two, it looked like Jimmie came down on Kurt a little bit, then Kurt came back up against Jimmie, and Jimmie felt it was kind of a cheap shot. Kurt thought it was good, hard racing. Here's what the two guys had to say afterwards.
We've had our battles, and a lot of times I come out on the short end of the stick.
I worked hard to get by him, got to be outside of him off of two, and I don't know, he ran over the side of me off of two, which I didn't really understand.
What I saw today was good, hard racing. When one guy jukes at the other guy and the other guy jukes back and rubs you a little bit, that's racing. That's what our race fans love to see. That's what they bought this ticket for.
Took a lot of patience and gave him a lot of courtesy throughout the course of the day, running him down. I could have run into him. I could have moved him a lot of different ways to get that position, but I didn't. You know, I went down there and passed him, and off of two, he ran me up in the wall, or tried to, and I held my ground so I wouldn't get smashed in the fence.
You know, what we do is just race hard on the track every week, and that's the way that I'd like it to be documented. And, you know, if we watch the tape, we'll see that the 48 swerved into us first, and I know that before even watching the tape.
That's cool. He's a big crybaby and wants to take shots at me when he can. You know, he's good for running his mouth. He can keep running. I'll shut it for him.
So how did you see this? Do you think Jimmie's in the right or Kurt's in the right? Or come on, Courtney, declare your
Okay, you know what? I find
intentions
myself agreeing with Kurt Busch on this one. You know, with a few laps to go, they should be out there racing each other hard. They should be doing whatever. I mean, and Kurt said he's racing for a win. He's got his younger brother up there. He's got his teammate up in front of him. There's no reason why he shouldn't be racing as hard as possible. It's what I like to see as a fan. So.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing of it is, I kind of see what Jimmie's saying as far as, you know, you race a guy the way he races you, and he tried to pass Kurt clean. The thing of it is, though, in this particular case, it really did look like Jimmie came down on Kurt. Now, you got to have that big disclaimer, which is I don't drive these cars, and I wasn't in that car, and I certainly haven't been in every situation between those two guys over the years. But it did look to me like the 48 kind of came off the wall a little, and you could see Kurt very clearly retaliate, if you will, and come back up into Jimmie, and it was good hard race.
I think after the race, when Jimmie was saying that he raced him clean, I understand that point. But what I don't understand is why it is such a big deal if someone does race hard against them. Jimmie said he's filing this away for future reference and stuff. It's like if he doesn't like that, you know, go back and do it back. Right, I think so. You know, there's no reason for him to give up the position.
Didn't these two guys get into it at New Hampshire a while ago?
I feel like they've been getting into it for a couple of years.
I feel like it was a little bump and run at New Hampshire a few races ago.
Because if he's filing it away, maybe it's time for Jimmie to do
File
something.
it away, Jimmie. File it away. We can use all the feuds we can get. All right, Jimmie Johnson, Kurt Busch. This one ain't over. It's going to get heated, especially in the chase. Could be interesting in the chase. For Courtney Dryden, I'm Best Masters.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.